What's good, Raider Nation? It's your boy, G underscore Money Raiders, aka Galen, coming to you with another edition of My Take. Yo, great win. One we needed. One we did come in today and played an absolute four-quarter game. So we're going to start off by saying that. We got a lot to talk about today in this game, all right? So without further ado, let's just get into it. Don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. I appreciate for everybody to come over and always comment and always give me their take on what they think and see about the game or about our Raiders. So without further ado, let's get on with the offense and starting this off. Great team win. Great team win. 38-20. Our Las Vegas Raiders come back from the bye week, get a much needed win, go to 2-4. And pick themselves up off of that tough Kansas City game loss. What a great way to come out and show what you're supposed to do and how you do it in all phases of the game. Great to see that the Vegas Raiders ran the ball today. They ran today for a total of 164 yards. We're going to start with Josh Jacobs. That's why I got this hat. That's why I had my wife get this hat for me. Josh Jacobs, just the man, y'all. Plain and simple. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. Josh Jacobs today, 20 carries, 143. Broke the record of Marcus Allen as well for the all-time rushing leader in Raiders in the first 50 games of their career. Josh Jacobs took over the legend. And I'm going to have to say this, y'all. I know the Raiders did not pick up his fifth-year option, but Josh McDaniels and these guys either going to have to franchise tag this guy or find a way to manipulate the cap, one or the other, so we could get him back, man. He's running angry. Just like Derek Carr said, he's running angry. So it was great to see you guys come in again and run the football. 20 carries, 143 yards, a 7.2 average with 3 TDs. What a way to come back and do what you did. For the Raiders to average now nearly 30 points in the last 3 games shows me that these guys are really coming together offensively and making things done. I want to give kudos to Derek Carr. You gave us a little scare in the beginning of the game. I just think that somebody hit you in your ribcage area and knocked the wind out of you. I just got to watch your presser to see exactly what you said about your injury going forward. 21 of 27, 241 yards, a TD, no interceptions, no fumbles. He didn't run either, even though I felt like it was a couple plays where he could have, but he didn't. So two of my shout-outs go to Derek Carr for, being efficient. The offensive line holding up. That was a fast Texans defense, but the game plan, I think, going in, because the game started slow. So with the game starting slow, both teams were just kind of like, I would just say like feeling each other out. I think that's the way I'm going to come out of it, because in the first quarter it's a 3-0 game. Raiders up. Texans kicker missed the field goal that would have tied at 3-3, but nothing there. But in the second quarter, things start to change. We ended up being tied by halftime, 10-10, going into it. And I was thinking to myself, okay, so are the adjustments going to come in this game for the offense? I got my plans about the defense, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But are the adjustments going to come in? And sure enough, in the third quarter, we gave up 10 by them in the third quarter, and we scored 7. But in that fourth quarter, things changed tremendously. Offensively, we scored 14 points in the fourth quarter with a defense pick 6 in the fourth quarter to seal the deal. So, offensively, you guys, we got to look at this team and say, it's just, all it is just trying to learn this system and learn how Josh sees the game and wants the game is going to go. Remember, they talked about at their presser when they came in and said it's a week to week thing. It's not going to be what John Gruden's system, and the system calls for you to do this week to week. They've told us before it's going to be a different game plan each week depending on your opponent and what they like and don't like to do. That's what we got to remember as being Raider fans, all right? So I want to give kudos to that. I also want to give kudos to Devontae Adams and Hunter Renfrow. Great to see y'all two come back, not running into each other. Devontae Adams, 8 receptions for 95 yards. Hunter Renfrow, 3 receptions for 55 yards. I want to give Foster Monroe also kudos because that was a great catch to get it down to, I think, the 2 or 3 yard line when Derek had to scramble forward and throw it down there. Man, Mac Hollins, even though you only caught 2 passes, but those were the 2 biggest passes ever because one of them was for a touchdown. That was a great catch he made and leaped and jumped up there to go get him. I mean, that was phenomenal, y'all. I mean, y'all know how I feel about this offense. I watched a video where I was watching a thing where Cam Newton was doing an interview, and he said the 2 of the craziest things that he ever did in his career was the New England experiment and going back to Carolina. And when he talked about the New England experiment, he said they were in week 7 and he still was learning the offense. Week 7. And he said he was still trying to grasp that offense. Now, I'm not trying to say that Cam is not a good quarterback. Cam Newton is a phenomenal quarterback, y'all. I mean, come on. I mean, he's just not playing now. But the fact of the matter, when he said that it took him 7 weeks into the season to get this offense, should tell us that this offense is complicated and that everybody has to get in, learn it. Now, if everybody quit with the fire Josh McDaniels thing, I want y'all to think about it. So you keep going forward with Josh McDaniels and you keep running with the team with Josh McDaniels' system. Now you get to pick people as they're going that fits the system and is good at learning on the fly. All right? Learning real good on the fly, meaning they know how to come in, learn, and adjust and do what they need to do. That's what they're going to need going forward is guys who can learn and are smart and are fast thinkers who don't have to stop and keep thinking all the time. So kudos to Derek, kudos to Josh, and I mean Josh Jacobs. Now I'm going to say kudos to Josh McDaniels because you did not come out in this game and you did not step over your own feet in this game and you did not kick yourself in the ass to make sure that you played. This team went out and they played hard. They kept playing, even though it started off slow, but the team did what it needed to do. And I think going forward, this is the formula now. It's okay for us to be a running team. I keep saying that. It's okay. Josh Jacobs is our bell cow. We know that. Everybody else is going to get into it as the season comes along. Everybody's going to start implementing the game, but you got to have your bell cows. I also want to talk about the offensive line right now real quick. The offensive line I'm going to give great credit for. Yes. Did they give up some pressures? Yes. Did they give up some sacks? Yes. But the whole point of it is the point that I look at it is we have 400 total yards to their 404. Passing yards, we had 236. They had 296. Now, the only thing that I'm going to talk about is going forward right there is I think that what they were doing is just adjusting from the first half to see what Lovie Smith and these Texans were going to do. Because that kid, Pierre, oh my goodness. That kid, Damian Pierce, 20 carries for 92 yards. That kid is going to be special. He keeps going what they going. Now, like, that kid did some things that I was like, wow, really? But in typical Raider fashion, we always sometimes play to our competition's level. Let me say it that way. But it was good to see in the second half that our offense picked it up and our defense generated just as well. So offensively, I'm going to give kudos to the offense of Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, and our coach, Josh McDaniels. Statistically, we did really, really well. 25 first downs, so that means that you had the ball. Third down efficiency was almost at 50%. Fourth down, you were at 100%. Total plays, 55 total plays to their 65 total plays. So that tells you they had more plays because at the end of the game, not during the game. So each team got a sack, and Raiders punted twice. The Texans punted once. No fumbles in this game. One interception by Deron Harmon was a pick six. Time of possession is key. Y'all know how I feel about time of possession. 30 minutes and 43 seconds for the Raiders, 29 minutes and 17 seconds for the Texans. That was the big thing. And how did you come down to that factor? Because Josh McDaniels finally just said, fuck it. Let's give the ball to Josh Jacobs. He's having a phenomenal game. Yeah, do I want him to run the ball this particular way? You can't do that. You just got to let guys be who they are. Improvisation is big in football sometimes. Yeah, do you want to execute the play the way it's supposed to be? Yes, but somebody can miss a block, somebody can not pick up a particular player, and somebody can miss what they need to be done. And so you have to learn how to improvise. And Josh Jacobs, to me, is the best improvisation person that I've ever seen next to Barry Sanders, man. I mean, I'm not comparing him to Barry Sanders. What I'm just saying is his cuts. It's hard to bring him down on the first tackle. It's hard to bring him down, period, because he's so compact and strong. You get what I'm saying? So kudos to our offense on that one. Great to get the 38 points, but technically I know if you take off 7, that's 31 points. So the offense still scored 30-plus points. All right? So great game by them. And now we got, on to the next opponent, which is the Saints. So we got to get this offense ready to be just as efficient, just like this. Balance attack, balance attack, balance attack is what they did in this game, period. All right. So I want glad to see that the team did come together and keep the Texans from really making it a closer game than what they could have made it. But I still think on that one touchdown they got the ball hit the ground, even though to me they're supposed to go back and take a look at it, but they didn't. I don't know. But I'm going to have to look at that again on the all 22 and see how the way if he caught that pass. To me, the way I saw it, that ball hit the ground. But kudos to the offense once again. The offense today is going to get an A++ because you didn't allow yourself to go conservative too fast, but you did what you needed to do to keep your foot on the pedal and win the game. All right? So let's go on over to the defense. Defensively, our defense played like lights out. And I'm not what I mean by lights out, what I'm referring to is how did the other team do and what did they do? Look, defenses in this league are going to give up first downs on long yardage sometimes. Just like we got first downs on long yardages on third down. And we did the same against their defense. The point that I'm making is what I don't like about the defense is you made this kid, Davis Mills, 28 of 41, 302 yards, 2 TDs, and an interception look like the next coming of somebody. But you had to make him look like the next coming of somebody because you wanted to get the ball out of Dameon Pierce's hands. You wanted Davis Mills to be that guy to beat you in this game. And luckily for the Raiders, they started going ahead to where they made it to where they had to take the ball out of Dameon Pierce's hands and put it in Davis Mills' hands. And as we see, when they started to put it in Davis Mills' hands, the game started getting away and it started looking better for us. So they had Jordan Akins. That part right there, what I didn't like was that tight end. That tight end was like, man, Man, I can't understand how you had Merrick there on the tight end, like not doing what he needs to do as a safety. I get that he's not a man-to-man safety. He's more of a height, meaning more of a zone safety than a man-to-man safety. So I totally get that's why he's a free safety. And you trying to put him. But the thing about Josh McDaniels and the things about Graham is they're going to go to your weaknesses to improve your weaknesses so you don't have a weakness. That's the whole point. You gave up plays to Dare, uh, what's his name, Ogoboale, Brian Cooks, uh, Philip Dorsett. You know, like these guys were catching a lot of passes. He was throwing the ball to a lot of different people, y'all. And to me, I was just like, wow, this guy is really getting down today. And I couldn't understand. Looking back at the stats, 302 yards. I understand some of that was in the garbage time where he was getting some of those passes. But still, you did not give up any points in the fourth quarter. And that was my thing, was the defense. Was Patrick Graham going to come out in the second half and throw a shutout in the second half? We didn't get the shutout in the third quarter because they scored 10 points in the third quarter, but the fourth quarter they got a straight goose egg. And that's how you win games in this league. Once you get ahead, you got to stay ahead. You got to do what you got to do. Plain and simple. So defensively, we had our team, like, man, kudos to, wait a minute, let me get over here. Go back. Here we go. Let's talk about the defense. Sorry about that. Get back over here on the defense. So, Divine Diablo had he was all over the place, y'all. 6 tackles, 5 assists. Jonathan Abrams, 6 tackles, 2 assists. Deron Harmon, 5 tackles, 1 assist, and a pick 6. Did he step in front of that dude and take, man, so good to see that. Rock Ya-Sin, 4 tackles, 2 assists. Blake Martinez had 3 tackles and 1 assist. Max Crosby, 3 tackles, 1 assist. Trayvon Merrick, 2 tackles, 2 assists. Cleve Farrell, congratulations to who? Cleve and Chandler for coming up and getting a half a sack. And Chandler Jones gets his first sack, his half sack. He got a half sack. I don't care. A sack is a sack. Whether it's a half a sack or a full sack, he got a sack, y'all. So we can get off pretty much off the bandwagon. Yeah, I know some of y'all probably going to comment in here and say, man, we need more than that from him. But what y'all not seeing, the way that I'm seeing is, in the beginning, I don't understand why Patrick Graham had Chandler Jones dropping into coverage on certain plays. And then there were other plays where, like I told y'all before in my other videos, he was getting triple cover too. He was getting chipped by the tight end, chipped by the back, chipped by the lineman. He was getting blocked by, like, come on, man. And it's good. I'm going to tell y'all something. Mad Max and Chandler Jones are going to turn this thing around and start getting to the quarterback as the season comes along. Why? As the season goes along, linemen will get tired, or you're going to have different linemen in the game, period. So they're going to get the matchups that they need. Right now, you got to think about it. We played Chargers. I did that purposely, y'all. I'm just messing around. We had the Chargers, then we had the Cardinals, then we had the Titans, then we had the Broncos, and then we had the Chiefs, right? So if everybody looked at that first 5 games, everybody said the Raiders looked like they could have came out of that relatively 3-2 and could have been okay with that, right? So the thing is this defense to me is going to come around. I am getting sick and tired of seeing and hearing people talk about fire Patrick Graham. Like, no, you just need to get players that know how to fucking play the game, know what they're supposed to do, because the coaches are like teachers. They're supposed to teach these guys and get these guys to do what they need to do. Learn how to play within the system. Know your job, know what you're supposed to do. It's great seeing that we got other people coming in. So, yeah, we got everybody saying that the Raiders came in this season putting more emphasis on the offensive side of the ball than the defense, saying that the offense has got to be the one to carry this team. That's what it boils down to. The offense has to be the one to carry this team to score 30-plus points in this league, which they have been doing in the last 3 games. Yeah, I know they scored 29 in the Kansas City game. But when you average the last 3 games out, what was it, 31 against Denver? What was it? Let's see. Hold on. What was it? 31 against Denver. And 29 against the Chiefs, and then 38 today against the Texans. So think about that, y'all. That's an average of 30-plus points in the last 3 games. So that's what we need our offense to do so that our defense then can hold to the 20 points like everybody always says. If you hold them to 20 points, you should be able to win because your offense scores 30. That's a 10-plus point differential. Y'all feel me? So I want to give Mad Max, and these guys like major credit because those guys stepped up and did what they needed to do. The pressure was there, although, in the beginning with these penalties, what killed me, there's a lot of times where, I felt like when DJ Turner got tackled, the dude grabbed him all by the head. I'm like, yo, he ain't supposed to be grabbing him by the head, yo. Where the flag? Grab him by the face mask. Where the flag? And I'm like, what the hell is going on in this game? Why aren't they calling these particular calls? But I digress and just leave it be. Special teams, nothing really special today. Daniel Carlson got his field goal, made that, did his extra points, did those. AJ Cole, just 2 punts, and he averaged 46.5 in that. And he got 1 inside the 20, so that's a good thing. Carlson got his 8 points. DJ Turner, coming back off his first game. I'm not going to worry about that with him. He'll get his footing in, and eventually everything will be all right. So, yeah, the team did fairly decent considering everything that went down, how it all happened. And it was just great to see the team get a team win in a timely fashion in which it didn't come down to the wire. You feel me? That's what it boiled down to. But I want to give them Texans, man. That Lovie Smith got them boys ready to play, though. That's going to be a team you're going to have to reckon with eventually. Because all can happen is Davis Mills can get better. Damian Pierce is going to get better. And then they're going to get their pieces on their defense. And that cover 2. When I watched my boys on Tape Don't Lie, shout out to Tape Don't Lie, they said that the Texans defense runs a cover 2 where the only place you can beat them was with their linebackers and in the middle of the field, and that's what eventually started happening in the second half is we started beating them up in the middle of the field along the seams. So shout out to our Las Vegas Raiders today for winning 38-20. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comment. Give me your take so we can, converse back and forth and talk about this win today. Great Raiders win. Great win. Coaching did great. Special teams did great. Defense did great. Offense did great. This team deserves an A across the board because they came out on a bye week. And remember, the Texans was on a bye week just as well. So they came out, game plan, and did what they were supposed to do. And it looked like Josh McDaniels is not trying to jump over his own feet, all right? So don't forget,